This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, Otago University is in line for a sizable slice of a multi-million-dollar research fund which could save lives. Some of City Hall's more well-known residents leave their desks to practice climbing the stairs for charity. And it's now the ORC's turn to consider future funding for Otago and the impact it will have on our rates. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. A pre-budget announcement of $97 million in new funding for health research will save lives, according to the University of Otago. It typically receives about 40% of government funding for health research nationwide, and that means more money is making its way south.
Working to save lives. The University of Otago is set to benefit from around $10 to $15 million for health research, following a pre-budget announcement made yesterday. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of research says lives will be saved by the government's extra allocation of $97 million for the sector.
It's massive. We've got research led out of Auckland, but that Otago was involved with dealing with our cot death issue. There are 30 lives a year that are not lost due to cot death from past Health Research Council funding. So absolutely this will lead to real changes for real people's lives and well-being.
Professor Blakey says the way research is often conducted in association with businesses means the cash injection will have a widespread effect. It'll be a welcome boost to the economy.
You know, we're in a very exciting space. We've got companies like Fisher & Paykel Healthcare that actually get economic benefit, create jobs and opportunities for New Zealanders in other ways out of investment in health research.
Professor Blakey points to companies based in the university's Centre for Innovation that may also be recipients of extra funding.
So it's interesting that it's both MB and Ministry of Health that lead this, because we're equally excited about economic gains that come from investment in health research through development of new companies like Pacific Edge that's here in Dunedin, that can both look at diagnostics and cures and health interventions, but if those are translated worldwide into products, we can see some economic benefit back to Dunedin and back to New Zealand.
He says the government's involvement in driving health research and innovation is providing better social outcomes for residents. The full detail of yesterday's announcement is due to be delivered in the budget, which will be tabled in Parliament next week. Daryl Baser, 39 Dunedin News.
The Dunedin City Council is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a fleet of electric vehicles, but the exact cost is being kept secret. The council is replacing 20 existing cars with fully electric ones over the next 5 years. It already has 2 hybrids and an electric bike. Councillor Kate Wilson championed the move, citing cheaper running costs over the course of an electric vehicle's life, although they are more expensive to buy. She says the capital cost of purchasing the cars is commercially sensitive. Late last year, the council granted consent for Delta to install a public charging station in Philil Street. In just over a week's time, teams of firefighters from across the country will be racing up Auckland's Sky Tower. They'll be raising funds for leukemia and blood cancer in New Zealand during the annual challenge. And locally, civic leaders are getting behind the cause.
Leading by example. At 66 years young, Mayor Dave Cull is a sprightly sexagenarian, taking charge in a stair challenge at the municipal chambers. The dare was laid down by the Otago Rural Fire Authority, and staff are pleased with the response. This event was about raising awareness and support for the first rural Otago team competing in the Sky Tower Challenge, which benefits the National Leukemia and Blood Cancer Organisation. Councillor Kate Wilson was happy to oblige, laying down a paper trail up the civic stairs. Mayor Dave Cull accepted the challenge along with councillors Neville Peat, Andrew Noon and Mike Lord. And His Worship the Mayor was hardly out of breath at the end of the relay.
Well, we've done 2 flights of stairs in the municipal chambers as a bit of a high-profile race to give profile to the the Fire Brigade's efforts to raise money for leukemia and blood cancer.
He says it pales in comparison with the real deal in Auckland.
I was asked if there was any way we could support this cause, and we figured the best way, because we can't go to Sky City and run right up Sky City with them, and I'm not going to try, the best way to do it was to give them some publicity. So a race against them up here looked like a pretty good thing. We could just pop across from the office.
Hundreds of firefighters will be racing up the Sky Tower this year. Teams and the charity can be supported via the firefightersclimb.org.nz website. Daryl Baser, 39 Dunedin News.
Police are searching for 2 women and a man in relation to a stabbing in Princess Street at the beginning of the month. Officers have reviewed CCTV footage from the time and want to identify 2 women being described as Maori or Polynesian. One is of a solid build and the other is smaller. Police are also looking for a man believed to be in his 30s who was wearing a black or brown leather jacket and may have been with the women. The 21-year-old male victim is expected to make a full recovery. He was stabbed outside the liquor store on the corner of Moray Place in Princess Street at about 3:30 a.m. on Sunday the 1st of May. The short-term management of Otago as a region is being firmed up in Dunedin this week. Otago Regional Council members and staff are going through their next annual plan, and their decisions will be impacting on rates.
Dealing with the big issues, the Otago Regional Council is deliberating on its next annual plan. Its ongoing water work is a main focus, but investments also going into other projects.
Putting an item in the budget for work with Wilding Pines. We've made some changes to our rating with the flood and drainage schemes and on the Tyree and the Clutha, and that's made some alterations to the allocation of rating.
The Council received 185 submissions on its draft annual plan, which Shepherd says is pretty good historically. Dozens of residents and staff from various organisations have also voiced opinions in hearings this week. Shepherd says the feedback's been most welcome.
Certainly taking on board the community point of view, and it's important so that we are ensured that the work we're doing is for the benefit of the community.
Councillors will recommend any changes to the draft annual plan based on submissions for approval and final ratification by the end of June. The plan will then become operational in July, when residents will find out about the impact on their rates.
Ideally, it would be nice to think that they didn't have to be increased, but when the community asks for things to be done, we have to find the money to do that.
For some, targeted rates are likely to decrease while general rates go up as spending is allocated. Overall, the Council's expecting a reasonably business-as-usual year ahead. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, the Regional Council plays a part in reducing the city's youth unemployment numbers, and we're on the streets to talk about punishments for dangerous dogs.
Hi, this time of year we like to keep our customers warm and comfortable, and we sell a lot of moleskins and we've got them all on special. Check out these, Tussock Creep, 2 weights and they're a great price. We also sell Lee stretch moleskins, 5 different colours, short and regular. Great buying, moleskins, Alex Campbell Menswear, 3 stores.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar on Moray Place. Proud supporters of New Zealand Music Month May 2016.
For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online. New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
It has no arms, no legs, has a drill in its mouth up to 8 hours a day and still never complains. It's one of 72 mannequin torsos in our new $3.8 million dental simulation lab. The first and only facility of its kind in New Zealand. My name is Nikki Rose Coltolaro, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
It's on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon 10th June. Don't miss out!
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Oamaru's Fire and Steam is a unique family event coinciding with the Steampunk New Zealand Festival. Fire and Steam is being held Friday the 3rd of June from 6:30pm till 9pm. The festival is to celebrate fire, steam, sound, light and music. Harbour Street will come alive. An annual event not to be missed.
Welcome back. Fuel manufacturing costs have fallen by more than half in the last 4 years, reducing prices for consumers. The petroleum and coal product manufacturing industry makes things like petrol, diesel and aviation fuel. The ongoing global downturn in crude oil prices has been influencing costs for the sector in New Zealand. Input and output costs for the industry fell about 20% in the last quarter. That's having a flow-on effect for transport and construction and ultimately households. Petrol prices have fallen 7.7% as measured by the Consumers Price Index. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. And the NZX 50 has closed the day up 8 points. It's now at 6,983. The Dow Jones is down 181 points. To the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is up against the Australian, but we're down against the other currencies we follow. Youth unemployment in Dunedin is being addressed by a raft of local and national organisations. They've developed a new initiative to tackle the issue, and Otago Chamber of Commerce Chief Executive Dougal McGowan joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Hi.
What is the strategy that you and others have come up with?
Yeah, look, this is a combined group that's looking at how we can provide youth with opportunities to get involved in some employment or engage with businesses. We're quite lucky. There's been a wide range of people that have been involved. It's been going on. The conversations have been happening for a long period of time, and we had our launch last Thursday.
How will it work?
Oh, look, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to work on three things. One, we want the youth to celebrate the employers who have taken them on. Second part is we want to provide opportunities for youth to get involved with businesses. And lastly, we want to celebrate those businesses that are taking the new opportunities that come out of this program.
Who's involved?
As I said, there's a large range of stakeholders from, initiated by MSD. They've been a large player in this. We've also got the Otago Polytech, the Principals Association, a number of secondary schools, ourselves, the Employers Association, and of course some individuals and community groups.
What is youth unemployment like locally?
Yeah, it's been an issue for a long period of time. Statistics average out at about that. Of the youth unemployment, that's 18 to 24 within the South Island. About 40% of it resides here in Dunedin. that figure's not changing too much too, so we need to do something about that.
Do we know why there is such a high number here?
Oh, there's lots of reasons why, lots of contributing factors. If it was just one thing, we'd be able to fix it quite quickly, but we hope that this will provide another leg to that stool that'll say this might get some people involved.
What is the end goal with this strategy?
Yeah, two parts. One, we want to make sure that we give that youth the opportunity to engage in businesses. Now that might just be a conversation with somebody there, it might be to look at a CV, it might be a business goes to talk to schools about what they're looking for. That could be one aspect to it. The second part is we really want to celebrate those businesses that are engaging with the youth to try to get them on board and to provide those opportunities and then hopefully employment that comes out of it. Sometimes it can be quite scary taking on our youth, but we're saying say yes, get involved, give them a chance.
Are you effectively facilitating an introduction?
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Sometimes it's a lot more than that. One of the great things that's come out of it is the stories of the youth who are actually who have been given the chance, and you know there are some fantastic success stories there. You know, some out of Z service station where a young man gets 20 recommendations every day about his great service. I mean, we all know as young people that we probably remember the person that gave us that hand up. That we walked beside to lead us in that pathway from learning to earning, and we can't just expect youth to do it by themselves, and we need to be there with them.
Tell us about the youth-friendly branding program.
Yeah, so that's about being able to support the businesses so they can get badged, so they can go online at Youth Employer, fill out the criteria there. When they start to meet those, they can get a badge, which means that they can put that on all of their web pages or on their emails. And what we hope is that people around the district will support those businesses that are youth friendly.
Now you only launched on Thursday, but what sort of a response have you received thus far?
Yeah, look, we've got over 50 companies engaged already, which is just fantastic in a short period of time. There's more and more getting on board every day, and there are more and more great stories coming out. I got a phone call just before I left today that another business wants to tell their story, and that's what we want. Get out there, tell us your stories, let the young ones tell us their stories, and let's give them a chance, give them an opportunity.
Is this kind of thing being done anywhere else in the country?
Not that we know of, and that's where it's so important that we have a look at it, find out what works and what doesn't. But it's a great initiative. It has come from overseas, one that worked very positively over there, and I congratulate MSD for the work that they've put in to try to put this out there as being a first in New Zealand.
Otago Chamber of Commerce Chief Executive Dougal McGowan, thanks very much for your time.
Great, thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, should a dog be put down if it bites people? We get your thoughts, and we'll take a look at weather for Thursday.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Finding that your grass seed just won't grow? Ready Lawn has the perfect solution for all those lawn woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 486 1819.
Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar on Moray Place. Proud supporters of New Zealand Music Month, May 2016.
Hi, this time of year we like to keep our customers warm and comfortable, and we sell a lot of moleskins, and we've got them all on special. Check out these, Tussock Creep, 2 weights, and they're a great price. We also sell Lee stretch moleskins, 5 different colours, short and regular. great buy, moleskins, Alex Campbell Menswear, 3 stores.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
128 tracks, dynamic automation, dual faders, and totally digital. This is state-of-the-art music production. The SSL digital console. You'll find one in the BBC studios in London, another at CBS studios in New York, and now one at the University of Otago. It's a good reason why our sound now sounds even better. My name is Maddie Parkins Craig, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Oamaru's Fire and Steam is a unique family event coinciding with the Steampunk New Zealand Festival. Fire and Steam is being held Friday the 3rd of June from 6:30pm till 9pm. The festival is to celebrate fire, steam, sound, light and music. Harbour Street will come alive. An annual event not to be missed.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. A problem involving the disposal of used syringes and needles is being solved by the Southern District Health Board. It's funding a scheme in which diabetics and other needle users can safely get rid of the sharp objects at participating pharmacies. Special containers are being issued to patients for storing the used devices. They can then drop off those containers to pharmacies for proper disposal. Dunedin City Council staff are applauding the concept, having been concerned about waste collectors and sorters coming into contact with used needles and syringes. A baby girl is recovering from facial injuries after she was bitten by the family Jack Russell Terrier last week. The incident happened last Wednesday afternoon at the family's Tainui home, and the girl's parents have had the dog euthanised. So our Word on the Street team asked members of the public if they think dogs that bite people should be put down.
Well, to be honest, I don't think that it's very fair that certain breeds are kind of targeted, like not targeted, but you know, for example, if I don't have a pit bull, I've got a collie cross myself, but if a pit bull was to attack someone, you know, people would expect that that dog was to be put down, whereas if it was, you know, like a collie or a chihuahua or something, I think that, you know, if the chihuahua attacked that, you know, person enough to kind of make them afraid or you know, if they got hurt, then I think that the chihuahua or the collie should be put down as well.
Yes and no. I mean, personally I think some dogs, it's the way they've been brought up, the owners have brought them up wrong, and in that case I don't think the dog should be put down, but I don't think the owners should be allowed to keep their dog.
Well, it's not the dog, it's the owners, isn't it? And as far as I'm concerned, it's, you know, all breeds are different, but I think it's the owners' fault really at the end of the day, because of the way they've been brought up. There are some dogs that have got that in them, but in the day it's how people bring dogs up, that what they do.
Yeah, no, I don't reckon they should all be put down. I reckon the owners should totally be held accountable, and then it needs to be looked at situationally about the dog and the reason why and all of that.
Put them through their paces and manage to be with them a bit. I think basically at the end of the day, I think you can probably turn those dogs around to be what you really want them. At the end of the day, you're the person in charge of them, so that's the way I just feel about it anyway, so yeah.
No, I think it's individual. I think they should look at the type of dog and the owner and what's been happening with that dog. Yeah.
Cool. What do you think?
What do you think about dogs? Do you like one?
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. The University of Otago will be receiving a good chunk of $97 million in extra government funding for health research. Mayor Dave Cull and several councillors have risen to the Rural Fire Authority's challenge of climbing civic stairs for a charity fundraiser. And the Otago Regional Council is deliberating on its next annual plan, with allocated spending set to impact on individual rates. It's time now to find out what's going to be in Thursday's Otago Daily Times, and editor Barry Stewart joins us. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca. $2 million upgrade of Dunedin's Coast Guard service has taken a positive step ahead. The Anglican Bishop of Dunedin, Dr Kelvin Wright, has resigned. A new convention centre for the Remarkables Park in Queenstown, they've lodged some consents, and there's a slightly different proposal from the original one. So details of that. The wind farm hearing continues, and of course, talking of wind, strong winds are forecast, so we preview potentially that.
We are having a quite interesting weather week, aren't we?
Wild. Yes,
not ideal
indeed.
for getting
rain,
your washing.
No good for washing at all.
No good for washing.
Still on the line, actually, to be honest.
Oh, what, from last weekend?
Oh, possibly.
Barry, that's shocking.
It is, it's not good.
All right.
It'll get dry eventually.
Anywho, that's tomorrow's ODT.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
And here is today's city view as taken of cars along Princess Street. Around the city today, not good for drying the washing, 10 degrees in the central city and on the Taieri, 9 at the Gardens. To the situation, and a strong cool west to southwest flow is still with us, complete with cold fronts passing over the country from time to time. Around some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, westerlies with showers clearing for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau, all on 9 degrees. Gusty westerlies for Alexandra with some clouds and a high of 11. And gusty westerlies with cloud for Queenstown, Wanaka and Twizel, also all on 11 degrees. Southwesters easing in Oamaru and becoming fine with a high of 12. In Dunedin tonight, showers clearing. Tonight's low is 6 degrees. Tomorrow, cloud breaking with southwesters easing. Nor'westers will increase again tomorrow night, going for a high of 12. You might just get your washing dry if you leave it out till tomorrow, Barry. And on Friday, some rain spreading from the west with strong westerly winds and a high of 14. And to the Otago Pellet Fire's tidal and fishing information, low tide tomorrow morning is at 25 to 9 and high tide follows at 20 past 2. And fishing conditions look quite good tomorrow, especially at around 10:30 in the morning. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.